Customer service is one of the biggest key reasons why people do the musical chairs of the telecom industry. Anytime that a customer is faced with bad customer service and it's so aggravating to them, they vote with their wallets. They take their service and they go somewhere else. And so I've seen from other content creators' videos and chat forums and such like that, that a lot of people have this fixation that if you hire people with good customer service skills, your brand, your company will flourish and be better. But I'm here to say, as someone that's worked in the industry for a long time, it's not that simple. And it's taken a long time for me to make this video. So, yeah, I'm about to open up about how the telecom call centers work. So if you want to do me a solid and smash the like button, that helps beat the algorithm and circulates this video for more people to see it. And also, if you're not subscribed, do so. I deeply appreciate that. So call center work isn't easy. People say it is because their assumptions automatically, while my son is out there having a good time yelling, their assumptions is you sit down at a desk, you're crushing the keyboard, and you're talking to someone on the phone. How hard could that be? Well, it depends on your personality. It depends on you. You can make the job harder than what it is. You can make it easy for you. It just depends. You know, so while people would say it's easy to be a customer service rep on the phone, no, it's not. I'll tell people that at the end of the day, it is not, because your calls are never the same. You may get a happy call and feel great having a slight good conversation with the customer, not to have any dead air on the call. So you had an outside of the business type conversation just for a minute or two while they were programming their phone for something, or they were trying to get something to provide information. And as soon as you're done with that call, you're hit with another call. And it's like a person who just like demands the world because they had zero connectivity for 24 hours. And that will bust your balls, and that would ruin your day. Now, it may seem like that I'm pointing the finger. So before you get all in your emotions and start chanting back, listen to what I'm about to say entirely so you understand. But what these companies do have people in place that do give great customer service. There are a lot of people that I've worked with that have gotten awards from the company, that have moved up in the company quickly because of their ability to provide excellent customer service. And they've gone on to become team leads. So now they have their own group of phone agents that they have to monitor and coach and support. Yeah, they move up. So, you know, if they didn't have any, they wouldn't have any team leads, because most of these companies, well, actually, majority of them hire within. They don't like to hire outside. They very rarely do that. They would rather move somebody up in the company to a leadership position that deserves it. The reasoning, and I'm going to say this honestly, the reasoning why customer service has fallen downhill, especially in the telecom industry, is because society and how people view things today. Okay? There's a lot of people that's, one, they're not motivated because everything has been handed over to them. They always feel like that it is to blame the other person. It's to blame the world, but never themselves. And they go into the workforce with that mentality. Now, when you have somebody that feels like everything should be given to them and nothing needs to be earned, and they're going into the workforce, then they're not bringing in the best quality service that they could bring in, because they're there to punch in, make a paycheck, and punch out. Someone can call in and, you know, they could be late on their bill and they're on a fixed income and they're crying to you on the phone because they want to keep in touch with their family. No one lives near them. They need their phone and they can't pay you until 7 days from now. And that person that's on the phone that is not putting 100% effort into their work is going to pull the policy card out. Be like, I'm sorry, sir, but you have to pay your bill by 11:59 p.m. tonight or your service is going to be interrupted. There's nothing I can do. I would say if you can, try to call a family member, see if they'll loan you the money. Other than that, sir, did you have any other questions or concerns regarding your account? And that's like, yeah, you just left that person with no hope. Like, customer service doesn't mean always giving the customer what they want. I'll say that for sure for these customers who think that they're owed the entire world. No. You're not owed $10,000 because 3 days you did not have data connection. Like, that's just unrealistic. Um, but there's some people you can bend for. You can maybe I used to do it a lot, and of course, some managers thought I was walking on the edge of completely giving every customer what they wanted, because there's some people that I would walk a mile for. In that particular situation, and I used that situation because this has happened before, and I came up with an unorthodox thing. We have the ability to credit accounts. We have the ability to pull back credits. And you only have 20 days to be able to pull back a credit that you've credited an account. And I told my boss, like, let's credit his bill for 7 days. On the 7th day, and he calls in to make a payment, we'll pull the credit back. If he doesn't call in, we'll pull the credit back by 11:59 p.m. And then his account will go into suspension for non-payment, because then we've given him that extra 7 days. I've thinking outside the box, but you don't have a lot of people that want to think outside the box. There's a lot of people that want to do minimum work, maximum dollars, right? They don't want to brainstorm. They don't want to get in there and get their hands dirty. They just want to listen to your problem, tell you what your problem is, and then get you off the phone. And that's why the service feels so bad. You already know what the problem is. You don't need somebody else articulating a more a broader form of what your problem is, and then you're like, well, yeah, that's my problem. I just told you that. And they're like, oh, okay, but at this time, there's not much we could do. Were there any questions or concerns regarding your account? Like, you're like, what? Like, I just told you my problem. You just told it back to me in fancy words, and now you're asking me if that's resolved all my problems, or if I have any other questions or concerns, because there's nothing you can do. That you could just told me that there's nothing you could do from jump. It's how society is today, and their mentality really affects the call center. It really affects the type of business and the quality of work that a call center has. And that in turn affects the customer. That in turn, creates what I call the grapevine of tech. If I have a bad experience with the company, I'm gonna tell 10 of my friends at work how that company screwed me over. And if 3 of them are current customers, more than likely they may leave the company too. Word of mouth. One of the other big things, and so like just to kind of clarify on that, basically I'm just saying is that people today need to have a drive to actually work. Even if they feel like that their job is not the best job in the world. But if you treat that job like it's a golden job in the world, you will advance faster, because your performance, your work is considered top notch. So that is why it's not just going out there and hiring people with great customer service skills. Because to do that, you'd have to knock door to door and interview people that didn't even apply for your job. When you have people that are looking like, oh, I can start working for this company at $18 an hour answering phone calls, but they're not really putting a 100% effort into their work. They're just there to punch in, punch out, and make a paycheck. Well, then that's the result you get, and that's really what a lot of society is today in this field. So that's why customer service sucks. Unfortunately, that's how it is. The other thing, people will be like, well, would they outsource? They outsource. Filipinos and their language barriers. First of all, I think it's hypocritical, because that's like one of the most touchiest subjects today. People always want to drop that R card anytime that they can, but yet they're so quick to be that R card themselves in situations like this. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with everybody. There wouldn't be a need to outsource to call centers in India, call centers in the Philippines, if we had people that were driven and determined to produce the best quality work for their company that they work for, that they're making a paycheck from. That is one of the reasons why they outsource, because you have people who just they'll break the rules. That guy wants, I want a $10 credit. Sure, $10 credit. Next person calls, I want a $10 credit. Sure, $10 credit, right? Like, you're spending the company's money on these people. You're not even looking to validate if the reasoning for the $10 credit is good. You're just doing it because you're just wanting to get the person off the phone, so your stats, your metrics look good, your calls per hour look good, your all that stuff, right? So you can get your bonus too on top of your hourly pay. And so these companies, they reach out to other places like the Philippines, and in the Philippines, those people there, they have the mentality that these businesses here in the US want from internal workers. They know that we'll never find them in the Philippines. You have to cross the Pacific Ocean to get to their island, and even then you have to like search their island to try to find this person. So they know that they're never going to deal with you face to face. So they do everything exactly by the book. Okay? If they're trained by Verizon that this plan is charged this way, it's given this way, and these are the features that are given, you can tell them under the sun that a manager approved for you to get international calling added on. And if it's not in the notes, they're not going to give it to you. And then you're going to cuss at them, and they don't get scared. They don't fold. They don't break. They don't be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? We'll just take care of it this time. Like they won't break. They'll just tell you, and they'll say it in the most sternest way. They're like, I understand that you're telling me that a manager had approved this. However, it is not notated in the account. So if at this time it's not notated, we cannot add it to your account. That's exactly what they're going to say. You can scream at them and they're going to repeat that same line again. And over there, what they're making as far as like an hourly wage over there, they're grateful for. So they like the job. It's an easy job for them because they're just taking call volumes day in and day out. And all they got to do is just go by the policy. And of course, their work ethics is different, right? Different country, different circumstances. So some people live in a box in the alleyway. And I'm not joking because I've been to the Philippines. I've lived there for some time. There are people who will live in a box. Cardboard box set up to create a makeshift area for them to sleep. And they will work their tails off to eventually be able to rent themselves an apartment and work their tails off to advance so they can later on buy themselves a home. And then have that good life. Married, kids, big house. They will work themselves from the bottom to the top. And again, that resonates back to here. Here, a lot of people today have this mentality that they're owed something and don't have to earn anything. And when you have that type of mentality, it is put into your work. So if you feel like you should be given stuff that you don't have to earn it, well, then you're not going to work twice as hard as the next person. You're not going to, have a friendly competition with your peers to win awards, to get bigger bonuses. These things, like in my time, I'll tell you right now that 96% of the time, I have had coworkers who have been researching on how to cheat the system to get that huge bonus, than to actually work their tails off to earn that bonus on top of their hourly pay. That is a cold truth. And it's been like that in even non-telecom customer service centers, right? Carvana, same way. Discover Financial, same way. Really? We're just spoiled. And we need to get back to that place of, where quality of work matters. But that only comes into play when people have it in their mentality to understand you got to earn what's for you out there. You got to earn it. It's not going to be given to you. At least that's my take on it. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comment section of the video. Smash the like button again if you guys enjoyed what I had to say. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Law.